Hey, genderqueer chat friends. This is Jay. It is Monday, and got to apologize. I totally missed a video last week. As I said in my last video, I've been really busy with shows, so I was rehearsing almost every night last week, so I wasn't able to make a video. But I'm gonna try and fit in last week's topic and this week's topic today. I didn't have a whole lot to say about last week's topic, which was, do you ever feel that you don't fit in with the rest of the LGBTQ community? If so, what is it that makes you feel left out? And to be perfectly honest, I've never really made a concerted effort to try and be a part of the LGBTQ community. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to say about this topic, and after watching Ricky's video and how they kind of went through each section of the queer community and talked about it, I kind of relate to that. I don't really feel like I necessarily fit in to any of those groups necessarily. I feel kind of in a broader sense, I feel part of the queer community. If there was a pride parade, I feel like I would be welcomed, and I feel like, I could march and not feel like a complete outsider. That being said, I don't consider myself gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. So, I really do identify with the people on this channel and other genderqueer specific groups, but like Christina said in their video, there's not really many genderqueer folks locally for me to try and reach out to have a community to feel part of. So this is kind of the biggest community that I feel I'm really a part of and belong to, and don't feel like an outsider or an outlier necessarily. But really in my life, while my gender and my sexuality is an important and big part of who I am, it's not the only way I define myself, and I really tend to find a lot of community more in theater and arts and people who are involved in that, and that's really kind of who my friends are and where they come from. I do have friends who are gay, lesbian. I don't really know any trans folks personally that I am friends with, who I get to hang out with on a regular basis, but I wouldn't necessarily say that is the focus of our relationship or how we have a bond. So in general, I would say I kind of feel like an outlier, but in a broader sense, I do feel part of the queer community as a whole. So that's really all I have to say about that topic. So I'm going to move on to this week's topic, which is names. And the question is, most names are associated with a specific gender. What role do you feel names play in society in terms of gender? Have you considered changing your name to better align with your gender identity? Do you feel your name has less of a specific gender connotation because it's yours? If you were going to change your name, what would it be? So, I guess I'm going to go through this a little bit. Like Joe said in their video, yeah, it definitely does kind of bother me that names are so gender specific. My actual name is Jason, and by the third grade I shortened it to Jay, and I always spelled it Jay, and just recently in the past year and a half or two, I just shortened it to just the letter J. And I did that mainly because just the letter J, I feel, has less of a specific gender connotation to it. It's less gendered. I know lots of women who shorten their name to just J, and I feel most comfortable with that. So that's what I go by. So I guess the second part of the question, or I guess, how do you feel names play in society in terms of gender? What role do you feel names play in society in terms of gender? They play a big role. There's not that many names that are kind of gender neutral, and because gender is such an ingrained part of our society, like when somebody's pregnant or having a baby, the first thing people tend to ask them is it a boy or a girl? What are you going to name it? And I wish that was different. I wish there was more gender neutral names, or names that really didn't kind of align with male or female, kind of that gender binary societal way of thinking, but that's how it is. Beyond shortening my name to just J, I have never... I can't say I've never considered it, because I have considered what I would change my name to many times. Or even just like a drag name, and I have never been able to come up with one that I really feel comfortable with. I guess because I never have thought of myself as female, did I ever want to actually give myself a feminine name. And I don't know. I guess I'm just Jay. And I know Joe was kind of confused about this part of the question, but I actually came up with this question. Do you feel your name has less of a specific gender connotation because it's yours? And I guess that kind of applies right here. What I meant by that question is, do I feel like your specific name has less of a female or male connotation because you're genderqueer? And that's kind of how I feel. I feel like my name isn't masculine or male because I don't identify that way. I don't feel like it's feminine or female because I don't identify that way. I feel like my name is Jay, and because that's who I am, my name is queer. My name is genderqueer. It can be feminine or masculine, and it's not specifically one or the other. I kind of like that. If you were to change your name, what would it be? Like I said, I don't have a good answer for that. I've thought about this question hundreds of times, and I just really don't think I would change it. I think I would just be Jay. Even if I decided to transition and be female, when I went through stages where I thought that's what I wanted, I was never able to come up with a female name that I really liked and felt fit. Just Jay. And I'm alright with that. Kind of like it. Who's your gimme? That was the bonus question that Joe picked from our topic list this week. And this is a hard question for me. Mainly because there's not necessarily a celebrity who I would want to be my gimme, and the ones that I do are all dead, so that's kind of just weird. But if I had to pick one, they would be dead people. Betty Page, just because, it's Betty Page. She's like the hottest chick ever. I absolutely think she's awesome. Want to be her. But as far as guys, Heath Ledger? I don't know. Also kind of weird. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with that. Anyway, I hope everyone had a great week. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing everybody else's videos. And now that I'm done my show season right now, I don't have anything scheduled for a little while, so hopefully I won't miss any more weeks anytime coming up soon. But anyway, I'm running over 10 minutes, so I'll see y'all next week.